Hello and welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna. I am participating in two things today. One is Thankful Thursdays. That is with Sandie Reverskie, who is State Goddess on YouTube. The other is Coast to Coast Collaboration, which is a collaboration hop with Close to My Heart, and they use a story by Stacy cards for prompts, and we'll talk more about that. So one of the prompts is to use something old and something new. I have this paper pad. It's from Michael's. It's Recollections, I believe, right? And I found these uh, cut aparts, these uh, borders, and I'm just trimming apart the ones, getting rid of the ones that have words, because you will see this sketch, and the sketch is from Christy's Beautiful Life, her 30 Days of Sketches. The sketch is from day 8. It is by Gloria Montrose, and I will have that all listed below. I sped this up super a lot because otherwise I was afraid it was going to be too long. So, you will see the sketch we are working with up in the corner. Gloria is exclusive to 30 Days of Sketches. So once I trim these all out, I pick out the ones that I want, and I know I can trim down some, but I left some bigger just because I didn't know how I was going to separate them. So I did leave these two together where I had the black and the gold, and I do decide to overlap them. I kind of question that later because you cover up all the pretty black, but I'm going to distress both sides, and after I distress the sides, I didn't want to cover that up either. So that is why it ends up like it is. I'm going to trim out this one other piece so that I will have a couple pieces. Now Gloria's strips are torn and mine are going to be distressed, and hers are right up close to the edge where I'm going to leave a little bit of space. The story by Stacy is through Close to My Heart, and what the group does is pick 4 cards, and then we go with those prompts, and you don't have to use all of them. But the first one is Blessings, which works wonderful with today with Thankful Thursday, and it's about like counting your blessings and gratitude. So the picture I chose today is of my new to me Jeep. There's a big long story, but I think I have time. It's my first vehicle that wasn't super practical, right? Like I've always bought vehicles that were right for the family, comfortable, those kind of things. But this time we decided, we were thinking convertible, but in Wisconsin, your convertible would sit in the garage like most of the year. So with this Jeep, it's got a hard top, and you can take the panels off and the doors off, and it can become this convertible, but you can drive it through the winter. And it is amazing going over curbs or in snow or what have you. So it's been totally fun. The other thing, one of the other cards is song, lyric, or poem, and this is quite hilarious because you'll see me later. I was going to make the title Jeep, and I was like, oh, no, I need song, lyrics, or poem. Okay, so the Jeep is Sting Gray color, and because of Sting Gray, we chose to name her Roxanne because it is a song by Sting. So you will see my title later, and we can talk about that more, but that's part of my title. And then complementary color. So I Googled, what is the complementary color to gray? Now, there isn't really one, but the one thing I found out was this beautiful green color can be very complementary to green. Now, there's so many colors that are complementary to green, but green went so well with my photo in the foliage and the gray of the Jeep. So I picked out this, and I really love this paper pack. It's like more neutrals, and I've actually used most of the green in this collection. But I will bring in just like a solid cardstock green. The fourth card is mixing old with new, and most of my things are old. However, I will bring in my brand new thing I just got. It's a distress mica stain in Frozen Fog. I was looking for more of a kind of a gray. I think it's silver-ish. You'll see I have gold on the papers here. I'm not afraid of mixing silver and gold, and in fact, at one point I was thinking of using both a gold spray as well as this fog mica stain, but or spray. Is it a stain? It is a stain. Stain spray. Oh, here I was gonna use one of those 6x6 papers to kind of back it, and that wasn't big enough. So I'm looking for uh, papers to back it, and usually what I do is first pull out my scraps from the paper pad. So that's how these got chosen. They were scraps and already used, and they were pieces, and I could use them. They worked well. Now I have these three, and I'm confused as to why I would have used this one to back it right away. I would have thought I would have either put the black in the middle of those two papers, or I would have used it as the final frame. Um, I'm not upset about it at all. It looks fine. I'm just not sure why I would have chosen the black as the first frame. The other two papers, one is white and one is off-white, and they're enough color difference that it's not like they blend together. So it all works. The background that I chose is just that faint lined paper, and that's also from the paper pad. But I would have thought it would have made more sense to put the black up against the background. I like the way it turned out. I have no reservations or complaints on that. So then I will scuff two sides of the mats to the photo. You will see in Gloria's sketch that that's what she did as well. She tore two sides and then just really had that one mat to the photo that went all the way around. Now, I don't know if I cheated, but mine kind of has one less mat. I used that black one that I also scuffed, but it is that mat around the photo on the left side. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions below. I have that Tim Holtz Distresser, and I have misplaced it for quite a long time. I can't tell you the last time I saw it. And I was cleaning up after 30 days of sketches, but I moved stuff to vacuum and it was under one of my carts. So hopefully I have it on a hook on one of my carts, so that would have been the logical place to look. Like maybe it fell off there, and it makes lots of nice little schniblets, which I collected on that white piece of paper. So there we go, get rid of those. All right, so we have the sketch. And this, I stuck pretty close to the sketch, but like I said, I'm going to move them in a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit off the sketch, but the placement is very similar. I made some leaf vine type things with my Cricut, which you're going to see looks very similar to the sketch. But here I'm going to do the spray, and I wasn't sure. I had three different options there because I had more of a dark silver. I've got my fog, which I'm using. I'm going to do the packaging technique. And then I have a gold as well. And I really could have used all three. And this is pretty subtle. But I do like how it looks. So I'm going to just put that on there. I'll bring the photo in just to see, am I in the right spot? Is it enough? And I really think it's kind of spot on, but it's kind of light. So I kind of just take some more and go over some spots with it. You can see I made a little mess on the side there that I pointed out, and I'm not going to let that bother me. I take the packaging to see if I can get it up a little bit. It's there. It's just a little bit more mixed media on the side that the leaves, so it'll be right up next to the leaves. So it is just fine. Not a problem at all. So I glue everything down. I mat them. Now this is still wet, but I'm trying to not touch my fingers in it and mess anything up. And I'll just eyeball these, leaving like a 1/4 inch next to the edge of the paper there. And then I will bring in the leaves that I cut out on my Cricut. And this was kind of an eyeballing thing too. I didn't know how big to make them. And they were 6 inches, but they wouldn't sit on one mat. So I made them like 5.5 and it worked. And I like how they kind of overlap the picture as well. Oh, it's wet. And so it was almost like I was taking a paper towel to kind of lift some of it up. I just want to make sure it wasn't going to, get smudged or anything. I have Barely Art precision craft glue that I will use to get this down. I did think about leaving some of it not glued to kind of lift up for a little bit of dimension. I'm not sure that really happened because I think I got glue on everything, but that's okay. It's going in a page protector. I really love these colors and how this all came together. I can't imagine this page being any other way, and that's what I love about these sketches. How would I have decorated a new car layout? I have no idea, but just this greenery is perfect. It didn't need anything more. I didn't put florals on it or anything like that, although I do have florals in that pattern paper. So I think I really love the simplicity of this. So here you'll see where I have cut out Jeep, which is a little obvious, but whatever. And then I was like, no, I've got another prompt. So I go and I cut out, and this is with a pattern paper, and I just love, this is a scrap piece that I would never use before, but I used it for spiders, and it gives it just that texture looking. So Roxanne is her name, we call her Roxy, but then I went to the lyrics, and I know Roxanne is not necessarily a nice song, but there's a lyric in there that says, I loved you since I knew you, and I love this car as much as you can love a car. It is like the greatest thing. It makes me smile. And so this was perfect for it. And I'm sorry, but I will leave this in where I will glue every word down. I think I've talked about this before, where I like to use fonts that are connected. I don't tend to use sticker thickers letters at all, because I don't like having leftover stickers. And I know you can Frankenstein them and change them into different letters, but it's anxiety provoking for me. So I use my Cricut, and it probably saves me some money. It might take me a little bit more time because I think with letter stickers, you probably could have slapped these down a lot quicker than what I'm doing. But this way I can get what color I want, the font I want, the size I want. And I'm sorry, my head gets in the way because I got to see. And then what I do is, and you'll see this in a moment too, I'll take out my weeding tool from Cricut, and that helps me position these little letters to get them right exactly where you want them. But there is, with this glue, there's a little time to move them around once you get them on the paper, so that you can straighten them up and kind of eyeball them and make sure they look straightish. We won't say straight, but straightish. The other thing is this lined paper is amazing because you can line them right up in the line. Here, I grabbed it out. I'm getting that little tiny dot of the eye. Totally needed that weeding tool, or it probably would have ended up on the other side, which was blue. So there you go. All right. Well, getting to the end, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. I appreciate your comments and any questions, so leave them below. Look below to see there is a playlist for Thankful Thursday. I will also have a list of the collaborators with Coast to Coast, and I'll have information for the 30 Days of Sketches. So have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again soon.